Hello, everybody, and welcome to Neat Mentor. Today, we are going to talk about the counseling process in end to end, starting to end, all the rounds, round one, round two, round three, about the state counseling process, about DNB counseling process, about your deemed university counseling process, and central university counseling process, as well as your state level counseling process, where you participate in state government colleges as well as private colleges. So we'll try to know all the rules, and you can also avail our paid guidance services. For that, you can call us on 9319128677. You can look at the description of the video, where you can find very useful important ebooks. You can download them, and you can get benefited of it. And we are going to cover the MCC counseling step by step. Okay, uh, how the rules will work from the round one, round two, in case you select the seat, and what option you're gonna have from the state, and how you need to balance out the counseling process, and in which cases you will have the risk of getting the security deposit forfeited. So let's start from the beginning. I will switch over to the chart that you can see later part of the video, but let's start from the MCC counseling. The first step will be registration process, and you will have sufficient time of the for the registration process. Since the process is getting delayed, the notification is getting delayed, we are expecting around after Supreme Court declares the decision regarding OBC and EWS, we will have the notification from the MCC as soon as it's declared. So since it's the first process that you need to participate into, some open state registration process is already open, like Pondicherry and Tamil Nadu. So registration process is nothing. You need to have all the documents. I will explain about the documents required in the end part of the video. You need to deposit 25,000 of security deposit to participate into all India quota 50% central university and DNB counseling. In case you want to go for deemed universities as well, where the tuition fee is high, and then you need to have a security deposit of 2 lakhs. Is mistake here, 1 lakh. You need to deposit security of 2 lakhs in order to participate in deemed university. And for all these four types of colleges, you will have a single choice preference. In the same list, you need to arrange all the options. You may have all India quota, your preferred branches on top, then you can have your central universities or DNB, and then you can have your deemed universities. So that is step 2, choice filling. And choice locking is automatic. There is a due date by when you can make the altering in the choice filling, and in case you don't lock the choices manually, it will automatically will be locked. But this is not a common rule for all state counseling process. In some of the state counseling process, they ask you to lock it manually. In case you forget to lock the choices, so don't go by pre-assumption. In case you fail to lock the choices, your choice filling will be null and void. It means you haven't done the choice filling, and you will be ignored from the round one. That will be big loss for you. Step 3 is the allotment process. Your result will be published, and after the result is published, now how the rule will work. After result got published, you got any kind of seat allotted in the round one. So there are two options available to you. I will explain the same thing in the chart. You may join the seat or you may leave the seat. There are two options available. In both the cases, your security deposit is not going to get forfeited. In case you join the seat for deemed universities, you have to pay the partial fee. So the government had made the rule, last time also it was the same, that you need to pay the partial fee, not the complete amount. You might be looking for a seat which is having lesser tuition fee. You might get in second round, so you need to pay partial tuition fee, and then also you can join it. In case you don't join it, the allotted college, it means you are going for free exit, and there is no risk your security deposit is not going to get forfeited. But in the second round, there is option. Now coming to the chart, this is previous year chart. It's not the latest one updated. You can see first round seat allotment, and in case you got the seat allotted, you report to the allotted institute and complete the admission formalities. In case no, you are going for free exit, and in case you go for admission formalities, then you have one option, that willingness for upgradation to round 2. Until unless you show the willingness to upgrade yourself for the better options as per the choice preference, you are not they won't be upgrading you automatically. Okay, in case you don't select the willingness, then you continue with the seat allotted in round 1, and in round 2 you can't leave the seat. In case you go for the willingness to upgrade the seat, then you have the option to do the fresh choice filling, or you can manipulate also. Okay, so those candidates who didn't get the seat, okay, after round 1 allotment ends, the fresh registration is available for those candidates who didn't participate in round 1 itself. Okay, so new candidates and free exit candidates of round 1 are eligible who have already registered, or they need to register again. So those candidates who have already registered in round 1, they don't need to register once again. The registration process and the choice filling will start from round 2 also. So in case you miss the registration in the round 1, there is nothing to panic. They will allow to register and do the choice filling in each and every round, round 1, round 2, and third round also. You can do the choice filling, and then you can go for round 2. In case you got the seat, okay, now here in case you got the seat upgraded in round 2, then what options available to you? Seat upgraded in round 2, you must take it, otherwise the fee, security deposit, will be forfeited. Okay, and in case you take the seat upgraded in round 2, the fee that you deposited to the college in round 1 will be transferred to the new institution, and your allotment admission to the old institution will be cancelled. Now you got a new institution and you have to take it, and your fee will be transferred. In case you upgraded to institution which has lesser tuition fee than what you deposited in the previous institution, suppose in case you got admission in deemed university, in round 2 you got Central University or All India Quota Government College, then in that case the additional extra fee that you had deposited will be refunded. There is no risk in that. If the seat not upgraded in round 2, okay, in that case you have option of two options. If you are not satisfied with the seat allotted in round 1, and during that process during the second allotment, your first round of state would have completed, and you got a better seat through the state. This is a very important point. You didn't get any seat upgraded in round 2, and you are not satisfied with the seat allotted in round 1. Meanwhile, you got better seat allocated through state counseling process. You have the option to leave the seat in 2 days or 5 days of time. That will be mentioned clearly during the notification. Within that duration, you can leave the seat, you can get your money back, and you can join the allotted institute from the state round. So they will manage the timings for round 2 MCC and state counseling round 1 accordingly, so that you have the options available there in the state to get seat joined after leaving the seat allocated in round 1. So that's very important rule. In case seat not taken in round 2, the security fee will be forfeited. So be sure that in round 2 you must take the seat if you have got fresh allotment in round 2 or seat upgraded in round 2. Fresh registration in round 2 and mop-up is possible. So how the sequence? Round 1 MCC will be first, and then round 1 state will be considered. We will ask the question, before round 1 of MCC, Tamil Nadu and Pondicherry have started their counseling process. So is it not a violation of the rule, or I am not saying the incorrect thing? See, they have started the registration, but the allotment is not over yet, and it won't be declared. They won't be able to declare the allotment before MCC round 1 allotment. Okay, as per the rule. So round 1 MCC round 1, and then state round 1, MCC round 2, then state round 2, MCC round 3, that is mop up, then state round 3. That is the sequence will be followed. Now talking about the DNB counseling. DNB will having 4 different rounds of counseling. Round 1 and round 2 will be going on parallelly with all India quota. So you have the relation because both are having lesser tuition fee, and the cutoff will also be high for DNB. The number of seats are getting added for DNB. It will have impact, and the candidates who are looking for particular branch like top clinical, dermat and radio, if they are not going to get through all India quota or like medicine or pediatrics, then they may go for the same branches through DNB. So it might impact the cutoff for some of the top clinical branches in negatively, and for lower clinical branches or like mediocre middle clinical branches, it will impact, it will take positive shift. So the time will tell, and some manipulation in the rules will also impact it. So first 3 rounds will be taken care by MCC. There will be a notification from MCC or NB that how the mop-up round, that is in 2019 it was offline, in 2020 it was online. How the 4th round will be conducted will be defined in the upcoming guidelines. Okay, same choice filling list for all India quota and DNB. Okay, and now let's talk about we will talk about MCC deemed university counseling process. So we have understood all India and DNB. Now let's talk about how it goes after round 2. See, in round 2 you have the fresh allotment, and your new seat matrix will get published after every round. So you have the number of seats left in the all India quota after first round, in central universities, in deemed universities and DNB. And if they add some more seats, there is a chance that some more seats will get added during the counseling process. The final number of seats is not defined. It happens every year. Some of the colleges, whether state private college or government college or DNB, they will get new seats during the counseling process. So you can get benefit out of it, that also. So in the round 2, you will have option to do free fresh registration and fresh choice filling. You will be able to do the modification in the choice filling and then locking the choices. Okay. In the 3rd round, you won't be having all India quota 50% seats, because the leftover 50% seats will be returned to the states, and state will do the further allotment for those seats. But in the round 3, that is called mop-up round for MCC, you will have central universities, deemed universities and DNB. So these options will still be available, and in case you are going for DNB, you will have round 3 as well. Okay, now let's talk about in the last section of our presentation about the documents. So you have like a basic set of documents you must be having. Your date of birth proof, you can have your matriculation certificate or some other certificate that defines, or you can have like date of birth certificate itself. MBBS degree or provisional degree certificate in case you have some spelling mistake, and it's possible for you to get it corrected within the time frame you have got, you get it corrected. Otherwise you require some affidavit to prove with that there is a spelling mistake, and you can go ahead with that. But at the time of registration or after that, you should get it correct. NEET PG scorecard very much required, NEET PG admit card, and once you do the registration, you need to have the online application form, the last page for the proof. You need to have a updated medical registration certificate, that is MCI or your state level certificate, permanent resident or domicile nativity certificate. In service, candidate will have to produce service certificate, authorization letter if applicable, MBBS mark sheet for all the years, and 1 year internship completion certificate. Okay, your photograph and your category certificate, SC, ST, PWD, EWS if applicable. Gap certificate, it doesn't require everywhere, but for some of the state counseling it is required. Migration certificate, eligibility certificate is required particularly for Tamil Nadu. Okay, so these are the things which will give you a basic idea how we need to proceed. And it's very important to balance out your deemed university counseling and some other state counseling where you have the security deposit. One more point I would like to mention: if you're going for a state counseling, there are some states which will ask you the security deposit, and out of those states, some state will get your security deposit forfeited in the first round itself. Like for example, Uttar Pradesh, in the first round itself, you get the seat and you don't join, your security deposit will get forfeited, and for the further round you have to again deposit 2 lakhs of security deposit. But most of the states will have the first round as free exit, so that uh, so it's very important to know about the rules for each and every state. Otherwise you will be stuck in situation where you need to leave the seat, or you have to adjust with the allotted seat, because you must have joined the seat, and after that is so much of penalty. And it depends on the state, varies state to state, that how much penalty they will charge you depending on how long you take from the admission. Okay, so you have to read the real rules and all the regulations for the particular state very carefully, in case you are going for multiple state counseling process. If you're still not comfortable, you can take our paid guidance services also. We will able to support you in all the ways, so that you get the best possible colleges across India after the analysis. And our team will work with you for your counseling progress, and making sure that you get the best possible outcome from the counseling process. So that's it from my side, and thanks for watching. We will meet again with some other important topic, and if you have any question, you can comment us in the comment section. If you don't get reply, you can send us messages, WhatsApp messages. For query, you just send me WhatsApp messages only. And for I have given you 2 numbers. Okay, the first number is 9319128677. This number you call for paid counseling guidance, and the second number you can call for your inquiry. Okay, so thanks again, and we will meet again.